Women of Reddit. What is the craziest thing you have ever seen at a bachelorette party? A stripper tried to do a cool move where he did a roundhouse over another girl's head. Except he kicked her. She got a concussion and threw up in a trash bag the entire limo ride to the hospital. Was Mac the stripper? When you tack on mass you sacrifice flexibility. That's a fact. Charlie. I'm a dude. But I witnessed something worth sharing. In a non-bachelorette party friendly bar. And one shows up. Totally stereotypical party too. Sashes and tiaras. Lots of shrieking. Etc. They were doing one of those scavenger hunts where they have to get a guy to go to the bathroom and take off their boxers. I'm standing at the bar and they come up to this dude standing near me and ask for his boxers. He says, "If I do, will you leave?" They say yes. And the dude sets his beer down. Drops his pants right there at the bar. Takes off his boxers. Hands them to the girls in the party. Who are losing their minds. Puts his pants back on and returns to his conversation. The dude didn't have to buy another drink the rest of the night. This is the only story that didn't give me a weird boner and the only one I completely enjoyed. Mine felt natural too. I don't know. I left when the guy in the bear suit got his dying dong out. Waka waka. This time for Africa. I bless the rains down in Africa. That's my job. You've been waiting 2 1/3 years for this moment. It's your time to shine. Buddy. This was at a strip club. A fat woman. I mean really fat. Leaned up against the pole. Slid down to her knees. Opened up her legs and started jerking on top of her jeans while making loud orgasm noises. You had to be there to understand the horror. Oh no, I can understand it fine from here. Yeah. Don't sell your storytelling skills short. No lie. A male stripper dressed as a baby. The most depressing thing you could think of. Here was this fine Native American dude. Long straight hair. Body to die for. And smooth brown footy pajamas and a bonnet. Worst of all. He had a plastic baby bottle he pretended to pee from. And then he stripped. Worst. Bachelorette. Party. Ever. I shall give you the dance of my people. I was a former male stripper. Bachelorette parties are, by far, way worse than bachelor parties. There's nothing hornier than a stay-at-home mother when she gets an opportunity to hang out with her friends, drink, and have some random stripper rub up all over experience. Edit. I don't know how to English. I was a male stripper. Serious question, horny stay-at-home moms paying you to rub them all the hell. Are you a former male stripper? I'm married with children. My wife would be the only one I dance for now. That's a good answer. I won't make you do a mini AMA for me. But I do wonder how your wife deals with your cougar taming days. Maybe this isn't a question you can answer openly. But I would wonder if I was in your shoes if that past excitement ever called to you again. My wife isn't a jealous person and she also has had her fun before we met. Even though she was never a stripper. So she really doesn't care. She knows about it and I was open and honest about it. It never called me again. It probably wouldn't since I've gained about 40 pounds and my hair is graying. True. I suppose you can get used to everything. 18-year-old me couldn't comprehend how sex could lose its novelty in a relationship. I know get used to everything and sometimes would rather do something else. For what it's worth. I did an AMA a while back. As a guy who's going to ask his girl to marry him soon. I don't like this thread. If it makes you feel better. The last bachelorette party I went to, 5 of us went to a friend's parents' summer cabin and spent a long weekend hanging out on the lake. Going on walks. Watching movies and falling asleep before 11. So the lakeside stripping sessions started early. Got it? Limo driver here. First off, the cleanup on a bachelorette party is a hell of a lot worse than a bachelor party. I've cleaned up every sort of novelty penis product I can imagine. The guys usually just leave some cans or bottles in the cars. Weirdest thing I've ever seen? The girls invited me in and hey. Why not? Free soda and no cover because I was driving them. 21-year-old bride-to-be. Apparently a sheltered kid. Religious school and all that. She somehow wound up on stage. Being fondled by a drag performer. And had more dollar bills plucked out of her cleavage by drag queens than I would have ever guessed. She then got completely hammered and pulled off of the stage by security when she started to undo her top. Nice quiet ride home until she threw up in the cooler. Reading all of these, I'm glad I decided on a Disney princess slumber party. Edit. Goodness. I stopped redditing to watch a movie and come back to a typo blow up. I have a new phone I'm getting used to. But I'm gonna leave it there. We did drink a lot. But not at a bar. You just made me feel better about this thread. My so would probably do something more like this. It's a crazy story thread. Not a what is your average bachelorette party like thread. I wouldn't worry about your girl. Snorting coke off a clown's boner. Start of every good party. I am not a woman, so forgive me. But once I was going out to eat with my girlfriend at what I would call a nice restaurant when a group of women showed up. These women were part of a bachelorette party and the restaurant I was at was the bride's favorite place to eat. These women were crazy and they seemed to have already had a few drinks too. The waiter was trying to get all of their orders and they would keep asking questions like, would you have sex with her? And have you ever slept with a person from a table you have waited on? They were just rude and annoying. Not too crazy. But I feel like this is how most parties go. Can confirm. I worked in a winery tasting room for a while and we saw bachelorette parties on a fairly regular basis. They are, with few exceptions, the most annoying of groups. The behavior you describe is typical. Their loud and overtly suggestive behavior sounds fun. But really it's just a huge turn off. I've seen low-cut shirts flaunted, skirts pulled up, etc. Which isn't such a bad thing for a red-blooded male like myself. But in the end you're just embarrassed for these girls. Their loud and overtly suggestive behavior sounds fun. It's fun for them. Not fun for anyone around them. I'm a limo driver. I drove a large group of women to the strip club female dancers. The bride-to-be was large. At least 300 pounds. The girls drag her on stage. Do their thing. Get her shirt off, revealing her enormous breasts. She has a girl sucking on each tit. Surprise. She's lactating. One of the strippers gets freaked out. But the other is way into it. She starts squirting the milk all over herself. This is the most disturbing out of this thread. I didn't have a bachelorette party. But I was at a female strip club one night and saw one that was pretty crazy. The club was well known for being on the wilder side of things and was later shut down by the cops. Owner went to prison for drugs, etc. On this particular night, the bride-to-be was wearing the requisite t-shirt identifying her as such, as well as a fake veil. The women with her were getting her utterly smashed. The strippers then hauled her up on stage, undressed her and performed oral sex on her. One of the other women from the party then joined them. They were all very attractive and I always wondered whether it was a real thing or some kind of fantasy set up for the men at the club. The couple of times I've ran into bachelorette parties while out and about. This pretty much sums up the experience. Not a woman but my ex-GF is the child of a stripper her mum banged at her bachelorette party. The husband knows this and went through with it anyway. She gave birth to a striplet. And this week's FAP thread is a little different than usual. Well, the usual FAP threads are now banned. They are? Since when? Read the sticky. Now I'll never be sticky again. Can you only jerk off to adult film found in AskReddit? Worst fetish. This isn't too crazy. But at my own bachelorette party my mother-in-law got behind the wheel when she was a little too tipsy and rear-ended my maid of honor. My maid of honor is a cop. I was getting a ferry over to an island off the coast of Ireland to attend a summer college. And on the ferry as well as us was a large group of bachelorettes. We knew it was a bridal party because they were a bunch of skittish 30-something women with pink sashes and headbands. And because they'd brought a 7-foot-tall inflatable penis with them. It was erect. When we were pulling out of the harbor, the captain of the boat came on the PA to run through the safety checks with us. He got to the point of telling us where to find flotation devices in case of an emergency. Only for the blushing bride-to-be to bellow we brought our own. And wildly wiggle the giant penis. I dearly wish I could have attended that party. This thread is giving me anxiety about my wife's bachelorette party. And I'm not even dating someone. You're not supposed to date anyone when you have a wife. Bachelorette party starts tonight. I'll report back Sunday. Edit. Nothing more than a dog bite and drinking. Strippers tonight? Edit 2. I don't remember most of the night but I got dry humped from behind and choked with a belt while on stage and one of my bridesmaids slept with a stripper in the hotel parking lot. Pretty tame compared to the rest of this thread but it was a fun night. Sunday is too late. Everyone will be done fapping by then. Speak for yourself. My best friend was marrying her girlfriend so they had a joint bachelorette and we ended up at the strippers. Long story short. One of the rig pig guests was throwing money like no tomorrow and he bought me a private lap, the girl who used to torment me all throughout elementary/middle/high school. Revenge is sweet. Edit. Rig pig. Someone who works in the Alberta oil fields and is generally just raking in the money. Edit again. I'm a girl. Friends getting married are girls. Everyone in this story is female except for the friend with money who is male. Rig pig.